A new report says Prince Harry and Meghan Markle don't really like anything about each other.
I think personally, I think they've separated their professional lives, but I think what's really a great problem for them now, as of in the last few weeks, is that Meghan has got no real income anymore. She's finished.
The real reason Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's marriage is an empty sham. Constant drama and criticism are the only things holding them together.
Meghan Markle really did expect Harry to be a billionaire when she met him. She was incredibly disappointed to find out he's only worth a couple million, and she's going to have to actually work and hawk these jams and jellies and dog biscuits to have the lifestyle that she wants.
A man who she abandoned for months to the media and now presents her mother, Doria, speaking for the first time, telling outright lies about her ex-husband. I mean, this was a calculated attempt against the family.
The Sussexes' bond is now only sustained by the controversies that regularly engulf their public lives.
One claim from royal biographer Tom Bower has sparked a fresh wave of debate about Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's marriage. And if his sources are accurate, it could completely change how some people view the couple's financial partnership. Bower believes a little-known legal detail may explain several decisions that have attracted attention over the past few years. While these claims remain unverified, they have become a major talking point among royal commentators because of Bower's long history of investigating high-profile public figures.
Tom Bower, the legendary royal author, is sharpening his quill for a new edition of his book set to reveal huge secrets inside Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's marriage.
Whether people agree with his conclusions or not, Bower has become known for assembling detailed investigations supported by interviews, public records, and legal documentation. That reputation is one reason his latest claims about Harry and Meghan have generated so much discussion.
Well, you know, Piers, you're the first person to say how limited Prince Harry is, unfortunately, and how his wife trades off her husband's fame and fortune, or not so great fortune now. I mean, this is the problem, but we're still interested because, after all, he's a great character in our modern day.
And so he became hypersensitive and blamed the media for the crashes of his relationships, never thinking that they could have something to do with himself. So he's a very complicated, depressed, unintelligent man who is seeking a role and has got really nobody on whom he could rely, which is in the end where Meghan stepped in. I mean, a needy man met a woman who could help him with his needs.
For his biography,
Sussex family, gather round, because once again the tabloid machine has cranked up its favourite gear. And once again the name attached to it is Tom Bower. If you've been anywhere near royal news over the past few months, you know this man doesn't just write books, he writes ammunition. And his latest round of claims about Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's business dealings, their legal arrangements, and who supposedly owns what, is making the rounds again. So today we're doing what we always do on this channel. We're going to break it all down, separate what's actually documented from what's pure speculation dressed up as investigative journalism, and we're going to do it without the sensationalism that so much of this coverage thrives on. Because here's the thing nobody in the tabloid press wants to admit. Reporting on rumours and reporting on facts are two very different things, and Tom Bower has built an entire career blurring that line. Let's start with who we're actually talking about. Tom Bower is not new to this game. He's been writing unauthorized biographies for decades, taking aim at business figures, politicians, and yes, royalty, always promising bombshell revelations, always promising this time he's got the real story. And look, we're not here to pretend the man hasn't done real journalism in his career. He has. But when it comes to Harry and Meghan specifically, his track record is, let's just say, complicated. His earlier book on the couple was met with pushback from people actually named and quoted in it, some of whom came forward publicly to say their words had been twisted or their experiences misrepresented entirely. That's not a small detail. That's a pattern. And patterns matter when you're deciding how much weight to give someone's explosive new claims. So now here comes round two, or honestly, round several, because at this point we've lost count. This time the narrative centres on alleged legal agreements, questions about business ownership structures and intellectual property arrangements tied to Meghan's ventures. Everything from her lifestyle brand to other commercial projects the couple has been building since stepping back from royal duties. The claims suggest some kind of intricate legal architecture, corporate structuring, all designed, according to this narrative, to protect assets and maintain independence. And sure, on the surface, that might sound scandalous if you don't stop to think about it for more than 5 seconds. But let's actually stop and think about it for more than 5 seconds, shall we? Because here's what critics conveniently leave out every single time. Setting up legal entities to protect intellectual property, to manage brand ownership, or to structure business ventures is not some scandalous secret plot. It is Tuesday for literally anyone building a business in the modern world. Every entrepreneur, every content creator, every celebrity, every executive with half a legal team does exactly this. You register trademarks. You set up holding companies. You protect your brand name so some random opportunist can't swoop in and steal it out from under you. If Meghan Markle did any of this, and again we want to stress some of these details remain unverified and are being reported, not confirmed, that would not make her some calculating mastermind. It would make her smart. It would make her exactly what any competent business owner should be. And that's really the crux of the problem with how this entire story keeps getting framed. Every single time Harry and Meghan make a completely normal, completely reasonable business decision, somehow it gets repackaged into this ominous, suspicious, headline-grabbing conspiracy. If a male entrepreneur registered a company to protect his brand, nobody would blink. Nobody would write a book insinuating some grand scheme. But because it's Meghan, because it's the Sussexes, suddenly the most mundane legal housekeeping becomes proof of some secret master plan years in the making. That's not investigative journalism. That's a narrative in search of a villain, built on the assumption that the audience will connect dots that were never actually there to connect. Now, we do want to be fair here, because that's what we always try to do on this channel. We don't just blindly defend, we actually look at the substance. So, what is actually confirmed versus what is speculation? What's confirmed is that Harry and Meghan have since 2020 built out a portfolio of business ventures, production deals, brand partnerships, a lifestyle label and various commercial projects. That's public record. That's not controversial. Building a business empire after stepping away from taxpayer-funded royal duties was, frankly, the entire point of their transition to financial independence. What's not confirmed, and what remains firmly in the category of alleged and reportedly, are the specific details being floated about internal legal agreements, ownership splits, or any supposed secret arrangements designed to shield assets from scrutiny. Those are claims. They're being reported as claims. And until actual documentation surfaces, real contracts, real court filings, real verifiable sources willing to put their name behind it, that's all they remain. This is where we always tell our audience to slow down and ask the obvious question. Who benefits from this story existing? Books need headlines to sell copies. Tabloid coverage needs shocking claims to generate clicks. And unauthorized biographies about massively famous people are, unfortunately, a proven business model regardless of how airtight the sourcing actually is. That doesn't mean everything written is false, but it absolutely means we, as viewers and readers, owe it to ourselves to ask for evidence before we accept a narrative wholesale, especially when that narrative conveniently fits the exact same tired storyline the tabloids have been pushing for years. The idea that Meghan is some scheming operator who had it all planned out from day one, manipulating everyone and everything around her. Ask yourself honestly, how many times have we heard some version of this exact same claim, repackaged with a new detail, sold as a brand new bombshell? At some point, the repetition itself should tell you something. And let's talk about the double standard here, because it's impossible to ignore. Other members of the royal family, other public figures entirely, have set up trusts, holding companies, and complex financial structures for decades, and it barely makes a ripple in the press. But when Harry and Meghan do anything resembling standard business practice, it becomes a scandal wrapped in ominous music and dramatic YouTube thumbnails. That imbalance in coverage is not an accident. It reflects an industry that has, for years now, treated this couple as an endless content mine, always ready to spin the most benign decisions into the next controversy, because controversy sells subscriptions, sells books, and sells advertising space. We also want to point something out about the broader pattern in these kinds of claims. The language itself is designed to imply wrongdoing without actually proving any. Words like secret, hidden, exposed, no idea, these are marketing words. They're built to create intrigue, to make you feel like you're being let in on some forbidden truth. But strip away the dramatic framing and look at the actual substance being presented, and very often what you're left with is a couple built normal legal protections around their business, the same way any smart operator would. That's it. That's the scandal. Dressed up in suspenseful language, sure, but underneath, pretty unremarkable. None of this means we should blindly dismiss every single claim without any scrutiny either. That's not what real critical thinking looks like. If actual court documents surface, if actual verified filings become public, if credible on-record sources with real names and real accountability come forward, we will absolutely cover that here, honestly and without spin, because that's what this channel is built on, giving you real analysis, not blind cheerleading and not blind hatred either. What we won't do is treat unverified claims from a biographer with a documented history of disputed accuracy as gospel truth, just because it's dressed up with a dramatic headline and a countdown clock thumbnail. We think our audience deserves better than that, and frankly, so do Harry and Meghan, regardless of what you personally think of them as people. So where does that leave us? It leaves us exactly where good journalism should always leave you, with questions, not conclusions. Could there be some interesting legal structuring happening behind the scenes of the Sussexes' business empire? Sure, that's entirely plausible and honestly expected of any high-profile business venture at their level. Does that structuring amount to some secret, scandalous, years-in-the-making conspiracy, the way certain books and headlines want you to believe? Based on everything actually verifiable right now, there's just no solid evidence supporting that leap. It's speculation stacked on speculation, wrapped in a narrative that conveniently sells books and generates outrage clicks. And that's really the heart of what we try to do differently on this channel. We're not here to tear people down for entertainment. We're not here to manufacture outrage where none is warranted. We're here to actually look at the claims, look at the source, look at the track record of who's making them, and give you the real picture so you can form your own honest opinion instead of one that's been pre-packaged for you by people with a financial interest in you being outraged. If you found this breakdown useful, If you appreciate a channel that actually digs into the nuance, instead of just chasing the same tired headlines everyone else is recycling, do us a favor and hit that subscribe button right now. Turn on notifications too, because we're covering every twist in this story as it develops, and trust us, given the track record here, there will be more twists. Drop a comment down below and tell us what you think. Do you believe there's actually something to these latest claims? Or do you think this is just another chapter in a very long, very predictable pattern? We read every single comment, and honestly, some of the best insight on this channel comes from you. We appreciate every single one of you who shows up here looking for honest, balanced analysis instead of manufactured drama. That's what keeps this channel going, and that's what we'll keep delivering video after video. So like this video if you enjoyed it, subscribe if you haven't already, and we will see you in the next one, where we keep separating the facts from the noise, one story at a time.